2.2.55 for the function f of x equals 1 over 13x. Construct and simplify the difference quotient. Okay, so I like to figure out what f of x, okay, that's given to me, 1 over 13x. And then f of x plus h, so before I start my quotient, I figure this out. So 1 over 13x plus h. And do we need to distribute that? No, let's just leave it that way. Okay, so for the difference quotient, we get f of x plus h minus f of x over h. And remember, this is a fancy way to write slope between 2 points on a graph, on a function. So if we have two different x values, x plus h and x, that's the slope between those. It's called the secant line between 2 points on the graph. All right, so enough of that. You'll learn more of it when you take calculus. F of x plus h is 1 over 13x plus h minus 1 over 13x. So again, I'm just replacing f of x plus h with this expression, f of x with this expression, all over h. Okay, now here's the hard part. We got to get common denominators for this. So I need to multiply the first fraction by x over x and the second fraction by x plus h over x plus h. So on top we get 1 times x is x minus 1 times x plus h is just 1 times x plus h. And they have common denominators, so I don't need to write them separately. I can make one fraction. So it's 13 times x plus h all over h. Now distribute the -1 and then combine like terms. So I get x minus h, so the x's cancel, over 13x x plus h all over h, and think of this as h over 1. And then the way that we actually can move this, okay, the way that we multiply or divide fractions is we multiply by the reciprocal. So I got negative h over 13x x plus h times the reciprocal of 1 over h, or h over 1, which is 1 over h. And see, the h's cancel, and then I get -1 over 13x x plus h. Okay, so it will be -1 over 13x parenthesis x plus h.